Good morning,
everyone. My name's Rebecca. Quick introduction. This is Tommie. We are the founders of Bambuu Brush, and welcome to Ask the Expert, an award-winning daily series from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. Now, you guys can ask any questions in the comments or use the hashtag QBATE on Twitter. Now, if you need any more advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. Now, during this live session, we will be running a poll, so please do engage with it, and we'll receive the result in the end.
So great to meet you all, and this is our second time on Ask the Expert. So today we're going to talk briefly about our story and everything we've achieved, and then talk more about what we're doing at Bambuu and all of our incredible products. So I hope you're all having a good morning. Brief introduction and a brief background into our story, which is really important to us, is myself and Rebecca and everything we're doing at Bambuu is all travel inspired. So for myself, I've been living around the world, living and working around the world for the last 6 years. For Rebecca, she's a bit more of a travel dinosaur.
Longer, around 10 years. So I first started 10 years ago, did the standard travel route, and going back to what Tommie said, a long time, but we've seen a real increase in the plastic pollution, and going back to the same places that we had before is really driven us to what we're doing now.
Yeah, and especially with Rebecca, lived in Thailand for 3 years, so 2010 and then took me back to some of the most incredible places, most beautiful paradise places and islands in Thailand and all around Southeast Asia, and we started to see the dramatic increase all around plastic pollution. And then our background from that is we were working in the travel industry and specifically in social media, and we were kind of the cringy social media influencers trying to tell you all about how incredible travel is, which is amazing. But over those next couple of 2 or 3 years, we started to notice the massive impact in which the environment is having in a negative way on not just plastics, but everything around climate and the environment. So we started to be a bit more specific with the companies that we were working with, started to work specifically in sustainability, so working with hotel chains, travel companies, tourism boards, because we know travel's not the best for the environment, but how can we balance out those negatives with some positives? So started working with hotel chains to deliver refillable water stations within their hotels, started working with travel companies to use locally sourced travel guides and implement beach cleanups throughout Southeast Asia. So we did that for possibly about a year more, specifically in sustainability.
Yeah.
And that's kind of...
And during that time, we built up a following on Instagram. So we wanted to use this following that we built in a positive way. And that's why we were racking our brains. We've seen all this plastic pollution. We knew we wanted to do something about it. We just didn't know how at the time.
We didn't know how.
We didn't have much money, we'll be honest with you.
No, we didn't have any money. But we wanted to use our following on social media in a positive way and educate and inspire people around something that we feel really passionate about. And I think your everyday person these days really does want to make a positive impact to their local environment, but on a global scale as well. So yeah, that was around October 2018, and we were like, we need to continue this sustainability journey and use our platform. So we were racking our brains, what could we do? And that's where we had the light bulb moment of
a toothbrush.
A toothbrush. Everyone in the world, well, everyone in the first world especially, uses a toothbrush every morning and every night, and we're so normalised to having that as a plastic toothbrush.
Over 3.6 billion plastic toothbrushes are purchased every single year worldwide. So every single toothbrush you've ever owned is still on the planet today, which is crazy numbers.
Which is a crazy stat. So that's where we kind of started, and we started to look into sustainable alternatives to your plastic toothbrush. And that's where we come across the incredibleness, if that's the right word, of Bambuu. And I think you guys have probably seen more and more Bambuu products being used out in retail and all over the world. And we're only going to see that increase because it's such a sustainable material for so many reasons. Firstly, it's the fastest growing plant or think it's a shrub. Fastest growing plant in the world. It can grow up to 1 meter a day. It absorbs more carbon dioxide than your everyday tree. It also produces more. It also produces more oxygen than your everyday tree. So on an environmental and sustainability aspect, it's incredible. So that's where we thought.
And the root system is incredible. As soon as it's cut, it will naturally grow back. It doesn't need any fertilizers, no chemicals. It's incredible. We recently went out to China at the start of the year to film a short documentary with Virgin Atlantic. So we actually got to visit where our bamboo is sourced, where it's cut, and where our bamboo toothbrush is made, which was an incredible experience.
And this is our incredible, beautiful babies, we call them, our Bambuu Brush. So this was February 2019, and then we launched in February 2019 with 3 main areas. We had a crazy goal, which was hashtag 1 million by 2020. We wanted to educate and inspire 1 million people around the world to make one simple change from a plastic toothbrush to one of our Bamboo brushes. Then we also had our plastic pollution workshops that we deliver in primary schools and workplaces, that just kind of is that educational theory-based aspect of everything that's really important to us. And then we had the action part, which was our community cleanups. So they were our 3 main parts. And then fast forward 18 months, we hit our hashtag 1 million by 2020, and we've now sold close to 1.5 million of our Bamboo brushes.
And sold to over 49 different countries, which is a...
Yeah, and sold in over 49 different countries. And then coronavirus hit. And I think this is where we want to talk about more in this Ask the Expert. January, February, coronavirus hit, and a lot of our work was the travel industry. So we supply, as Rebecca said, we supply Virgin Atlantic, which is an incredible deal. We're the first bamboo toothbrush in the skies, which we're super proud of. And also we supply a load of hotels, boutique hotels, accommodation, retreats, anything. Our passion is the travel industry, and that's where we focused our time, because we know how bad travel is for the environment, but there's some positives that can come out of it. So we got to January, February, and the travel industry, what's the word? It changed overnight. Let's put it that it's that simple.
So we had to adapt, and we always knew we wanted to expand our products, but we never had the time. We didn't have the time. We think time is massive during coronavirus. It's given us time to think what we want to do, and that's when we brought out a whole new range of sustainable products. Now they're all inspired and driven by the top 10 ocean polluters. So we'll go through them now very quickly. So firstly, Tom, do you want to get
So we found, the top 10 ocean polluters. We found the worst offenders that pollute our oceans, and then developed the eco-friendly and sustainable alternatives. So
apart from cigarette butts, fishing gear, and tyres.
And tyres that we can't really do. So we found the most simple, the ones that we believe the everyday person can make simple changes in their daily life. So first fact that's really, really scary: 1 million plastic drinks bottles get sold every single minute. 1 million every single minute. So we've now been talking for 8 minutes, and 8 million plastic drinks bottles have been sold around the world. So our first product, our purposeful product, was the water bottle. Really simple. I think every day, these days, a lot of people have got reusable, high quality water bottles. Water's free, so why do we need to go and pay £1 in a retail shop for your water? So that's simple. It's one simple change. Secondly,
the coffee mug.
The coffee mug. In the UK alone, 7 million disposable coffee mugs are used every day. So I know these facts are pretty crazy and they're quite hard to imagine, but 7 million disposable coffee mugs each day. And I think in coronavirus, during lockdown, it's kind of increased. I think possibly you've seen the media and the content around people are all going out and meeting up outside. And they're not taking reusable coffee mugs, and the bins are overflowing with disposable coffee mugs. So it's just one simple change. It's scary. 7 million a day are being used.
We have the cotton buds. Now, plastic cotton buds are now banned in the UK, which is excellent news. Plastic cotton buds are awful because they're so small. They are so hard to recycle, and also they are such a danger to our marine life. So the bamboo cotton buds, we're very proud of.
And this is 100% compostable. From all of our packaging that you see on the walls is 100% compostable. So you just put it in your compost, and it'll biodegrade or decompose back to its natural elements. So this whole product, I'm really proud of. And then plastic straws.
Again, they're banned in the UK now.
Banned in the UK now. So we've got bamboo and stainless steel straws, which we're really super proud of. All personal preference. Food packaging takes up 1/3 of the waste created in the UK. So just think of how much wrapping, how much plastic, single-use plastics go into food. So we've developed a reusable lunchbox made from bamboo and stainless steel. All of our products are either bamboo or stainless steel. So high quality stainless steel for long lasting longevity, or bamboo, so they are still long lasting but 100% compostable.
We also do have bamboo cutlery.
Finally, we have tote bags, plastic bags. This is a bit of a pet peeve for us. In supermarkets, okay, it's 5p charge. We believe this should be more, because realistically, what is 5p to someone when you're spending 20-30 pound on a shop? If you need to get a plastic bag, you need to get a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Whereas that should be increased to £1, £2, or everyone should just get their own natural 100% cotton tote bags. So we've got black and white. So I feel like we're on QVC or something.
On a positive note, people are changing and people are using reusable bags, which is amazing to see. I think it's just getting into the habit of changing and making small changes.
Yeah.
At the start, it feels weird because it's completely different, but once you get used to it, it's fine and it's positive. And it's making a great impact in our environment. So
that's our purposeful product range. And the reason that there's purpose is because we've now we've got a charity arm, and we're partnered with Humanitas Charity, and we have our own project called At Bamboo Project, and we donate 10% of all of the profits from all of our products to Humanitas and the project, which directly positively impacts the vulnerable people that Humanitas Charity have in their care, whether that's in Romania, in Ghana, or all over the world. And then we're now part of their we're their project leads for their environmental work. So all of our profits go towards that, which is really important for us. All right, so that is enough of us talking. And now we have some of the questions from you guys. So we're going to answer them, and thank you for listening, and thank you for sending in some questions. So we've got Jaden from Twitter said purpose is difficult to get right and easy to get wrong. Very true. What are some of the pitfalls to avoid when building a purposeful business? That's
really good. I would say, from what we've done, is just follow your passion and go with your passion. Don't start taking advice from someone else who you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Then we've done everything through our own experiences and the passion which is in us, and that's what drives us every single day.
Massively, and I think that's such a great point. I think
that was a great question.
That's a great question, Graydon. I think a lot of businesses maybe in the past have been set up. Okay, people go into business to make money. That's fine. But I think there's going to be a massive change, and there needs to be a change in the way people do business. So purpose and impact is really important to us. Purpose is what we feel really passionate about, and this is our mission, which is great. And I think companies can all have a purpose, but it's the impact aspect which is even more important. You've got your purpose, but what is that? How much impact is that making? For us, that sums it up. This toothbrush, one simple change. We've sold close to 1.5 million of our At Bamboo brushes, which we were super proud of. But what we're even more proud of is the fact that your average plastic toothbrush is about 20 grams. If you multiply that by 1.5 million, that's close to 30,000 kilos of plastic, which we've stopped from entering commercial circulation. So that is impact for us. So purpose and impact. Thank you, Jaden. That's a great question.
Now we've got Wilbur from Instagram. So what are the next milestones that you're working towards?
Oh,
we love a milestone as well, don't we?
Yeah, there's some we can't actually say yet because we're going to release it in 2021.
Okay, so I reckon we talk about our long-term goals.
Our long-term goals. Yeah, we got some big ones. We had hashtag 1 million by 2020. And then we had some others which were, we wanted, it was Team GB or the Olympics, Tokyo 2020. And we're now partners, we're official partners with Team GB, which we've ticked off as well. And we're releasing some more in 2021, but not just yet. But our long-term goals are we want to set up simple, sustainable recycling facilities in the developing world. So morally, from our experience, we believe it's wrong that in Western cultures, in Western countries, we have the facilities, the infrastructure, the systems in place to deal with our own waste. Yet once we hit our quota, what happens is we'll ship the rest of that waste out to developing countries who don't have that infrastructure, they don't have them systems or the finances to deal with it. So it's a bit of a corrupt world, and suddenly containers full of waste go missing. And this is where we want to develop, well, we're in the process at the moment of developing simple, sustainable recycling facilities with localized incentives for locals to create an income or create, not an income, but a bursary for medical fees and medical and educational fees. So people can go and collect the litter, bring them to our facilities. That litter, that plastic can then be bundled and sold. In return, those people can get educational fees, which a lot of these children are the first generation to come out of, go into education or medical fees. So there's so much we want to do. But yeah, in simple, long term is we want to set up simple recycling facilities in the developing world, which we're close to at the moment.
Yes.
So I would say keep an eye out. Please keep an eye out. I think it's really important.
Next question.
Thank you, Wilbur.
Yeah, thank you, Wilbur. Moss from Instagram. How do you work with hotels and tourism boards? Do you actively reach out to them? That's a great question as well.
Yes,
so,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from the get-go, we've always wanted to use the power of social media in a positive way. Everything that we've done was through our Instagram. So we, like Tom said at the start, we had a hashtag 1 million by 2020 goal. So that was plastered all over Instagram. We had a movement where we had everyone holding their toothbrush like this across the world in different countries, and that had a snowball effect. So we were getting seen on Instagram. It was completely free marketing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It was completely free, and that's how we got seen. And we had hotels approach us, we had airlines approach us, and it just shows how powerful Instagram can be and social media if used in a positive way. Yeah,
so it was a bit of both. We've reached out to hotels. Of course, we want our big thing is, what our passion is travel. It's the most amazing thing in the world, and I believe everyone really, it's what people save their money up for. And obviously, you can't do it this year. But the negative impacts of travel are bad. So how can we balance out those positive, those negatives with some positives? Change the amenities. So there's eco-friendly amenities. Look at your carbon footprint when you do go traveling. Get the hotels to set up refill centres. So that's how we work with tourism boards as well, because then that encapsulates the whole area. We do want to reach out to more, to be honest, and it's something we're focusing on in 2021 when travel is back up. Obviously this year it's just been a nightmare, but 2021 we're going to push back into the travel industry and really push tourism boards to make those simple, sustainable changes. But fantastic question, Moss from Instagram.
Laura from Instagram. Hello, with so many great charity organisations out there, how do you make the decision which one to support? We're planning to do some donations for Christmas.
Okay, so Humanitas Charity is who we partner with. They're based in my town, but they do work all over the world, and it was just by chance we bumped into them on a little market stall.
Yeah.
They are the most inspirational group of people that we've ever met by far. Modesty is, the things that they've done, the positive impacts that they've done on the world and children and humans around the world, refugees, is unbelievable, and they don't shout about it enough. So when choosing charities to work with, I really look at small charities. Like Humanitas are a small team in the UK, and they're a big team abroad. So the money that people donate actually goes to the people who need it. Whereas you look at, no disrespect to big charities, they're doing great work, but they're running as businesses, because they need to pay wages, they need to pay CEOs, they need to pay everything. So your £10 or however much that you're donating, maybe 50% of that goes to the people that need it. Whereas with smaller charities, and with Humanitas, who we work with, your £10, 90% of that is going to the people who need it. It goes directly to the people. So look at small charities who do big things. That's my biggest.
It's got to feel right as well, and don't rush your decision.
No, and it, for us, it connects with a lot of things that we're doing. They're humanitarian based, and for us, as in the environmental aspect, the two go hand in hand really nicely, because essentially the environment encapsulates everything. So they're treating the child for a cholera, for instance, or an illness, but then the environmental aspect is, how does that child get the illness in the first place? So it's a real great partnership that we've got, and I'd love you for all of you to go over to our social medias and check out what we're doing, but also go to Humanitas charity social medias, because the work that they're doing is amazing. And as a small charity, they need donations at the moment just to help the people out in Africa and across Eastern Europe and Greece and all Bangladesh, everywhere that they work. So thank you for that, Laura. And I think it's an important one, charities at the moment. So we've got Azar from Facebook Messenger. Hi, Tommie and Rebecca. Hi, Azar. First of all, kudos to you for what you have achieved. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm an IT professional turned farmer. Wow, I love that. I work with a small community to spread awareness around chemical-free organic ways to grow produce. Fantastic. Any tips on how we can reach out to a larger audience, and how we can get consumers to embrace organic produce? Going back to what Rebecca said, social media. I just think we have spent zero money on advertising. We've sold close to 1.5 million of these, and so many of our new products. And that's all through social media. We don't have the expertise to spend money on social media ads or anything. We've not done any of that. Social media. But make sure it's educational, because people don't know. I think people want to make a change these days, but they don't really know where to go. So if we can make it simplified. So
yeah, I would say to simplify what you're trying to get out, and also to make it relatable. You've got what you're doing is absolutely incredible, but you need to try and relate to your everyday person so that you can get more people involved. That's what we found, that if we can make it relatable, people are willing to learn. Sometimes when it goes over your head, people think it's too much for them to take in.
And I think the environment and sustainability is an overwhelming subject for your everyday person. So how can you make it simplified and an idiot's guide to it? That's it. Just relate to your everyday person. We still say, it's funny we're on Ask the Expert, but we say we're not experts. We're not experts in business or environmental scientists or anything like that. We're just two people who have seen the worst of plastic pollution and turn that negative into a positive, and trying to inspire people to put them on their sustainable journey. So
people want to make a change, they just don't know how. So if we can make it easy for them, we're definitely onto a winner.
Thank you, Azar. That's a great question. Sid from Facebook, what kind of research and planning goes behind coming up with new products, and how to make sure that they're profitable in a market? Two points to that question. So the research and planning, for us, the purpose is really important to us. So the purpose was, we didn't want to just put a product out there. There's so many brands that just produce a product. That's fine. That's not how we want to do it. There needs to be purpose behind it. So for us, we looked at the problem, which was the top 10 ocean polluters. And then we found the solution. How do we find an eco-friendly, sustainable alternative to that problem? That was us. And that's just the way we believe that we should do business, because we are purpose driven. And then how to make sure it's profitable, that's a real tricky one. It's not tricky, because for us, we're purpose driven. We're not profit focused. That will come. We believe if we do the right things, our business will be profitable, and then we can give back to do what we need to. But just market research, really. You have to
We've got a very loyal following with our customers and through social media. So we do listen to our customers a lot. They always tell us what they want. And we've always listened to them. And a lot of our new products as well, although they are part of the top 10 ocean polluters, a lot of them came from our customers and what they wanted as well.
Yeah, so listen, if you've got a brand already, listen to your customers, ask what they want, and then align it with what your beliefs are.
Yeah,
so
you have to
purpose.
believe in what you are selling, otherwise it won't work.
Yeah, and don't just put products out there for the sake of it. I mean, you can, but that's not how we believe we should be doing business, because there's a lot of companies out there just putting products here, there, everywhere, which is not sustainable. And we need to look at high quality products that are long lasting, so people don't need to continually buy more. But thank you for that, Sid. Chang from Twitter: shifting to environmentally friendly alternatives increases the cost of our production. Yeah, agreed. What can we do to convince our customers to opt for these alternatives, which may be more expensive? Okay, so yes, it will do at the moment. Okay, but that's only because you've got low quality products that are through the roof. The quality, the quantity, and high quality products are, there's not as many, so there is going to be a price difference. But there needs to be more than just a product. So you need to be more than just delivering a product. For us, it's the educational aspect of it. 1 million plastic bottles get sold every single minute. Okay, so the educational aspect of your product for us is really, really important. And it's the action. Like, how can you empower your customer to feel good about what they're doing? So that's really important for us. And also, that's the charity aspect. I believe that businesses should be profitable and give back to be able to do what their purpose is. So that's another aspect for us, is that, okay, you're buying this product, but also specifically for the water bottle, you're stopping the X amount of plastic water bottles going into commercial circulation. We also donate 10% of our profits to Humanitas to make a purposeful impact. But specifically for this one, we donate £1 to educational workshops, and what we commit to removing £1 of plastic from our community cleanups. So again, there's more than just a product.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gives you a good amount of info there. All right, so thank you for those questions.
Yeah,
they were
thank
all
you so
fantastic,
much.
and
Brilliant.
hope you guys have learned a little bit about plastics, which is our passion. I think it's something that a lot of people want to make changes these days.
And please head over to our Instagram as well, because that's where we show you all our products, all the educational side.
It's a little bit
inspiring.
A little bit of promo here. So the poll results are in, and the poll that we put out on Twitter and all over social media was: is your business environmentally friendly? Okay, so 50% of you said yes, 50% of you said no, which is
good.
Which is good. It's moving in the right direction. But I think it's something that businesses are starting to look for, and they're starting to look at. A big thing that we've done recently is we work with businesses and work in workplaces around the educational aspect, and what can we do as a business to be more environmentally friendly. And I believe that that's what everyone should do. Just look at, there's the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which are 17 development goals, which we can all look at in our business and how we can be more environmentally friendly. So as long as you can start looking at your consumption as a business, you're on the right direction. So go out and look at the consumption of what you're using, and then you'll automatically want to make simple, positive changes. So that's a massive thing. So great work. Thank you for that with all your polls. Okay, so if you have any more questions, please get in touch with QuickBooks support team. And if you want to get in contact with us, then please follow our social media, which is here at Bamboo Brush. Head over there. We do a lot of educational aspects and all of our products, and you'll see some pretty crazy plastic pollution videos. But if you want to email me and Rebecca specifically, my email is Tommie, Tommie, @bamboobrush.com. So please get in touch. We'd love to work with as many people as possible. So coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow is Michelle Flynn, who is a certified health coach. Michelle works with individuals and companies to help them understand their health and happiness goals, from reducing stress to exciting their careers. And a reminder that if anyone needs more advice, join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. There are accountants and business experts on hand 24/7. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much
for listening to us. We probably waffle on a lot and we've spoken loads. But yeah, please hit us up on social medias and in general. And
have a great day, guys.
We hope you have a fantastic day and we'll see you soon.